So face. We're going to go through some shoulder and spine and arm movements together. I'm going to demonstrate these movements. I'm going to be a little bit on a diagonal so you can see not only my arms, but you're also going to see my spine in motion. So I'm going to show you here, and then I'll turn the other direction so that you can see also my arms in that location. So as a reminder, whenever we're doing the seated work, we want to make sure that we don't have the knees closed like so, with my knees pointed back. Here, I'll sit facing you for a moment. I'm going to rotate my chair like so. So I don't want to be pulled back this way. I want to keep it open so that my knee joints and my ankle joints have some space. First movement, a lot of these motions include spiraling from the shoulder, spiraling in, spiraling out. And then we'll have different shapes and weights as we go along. So the first motion, we actually begin spiraling inward. It's like I'm taking the backs of my hands down my body. I let my spine do a little curl. I'm not going for the biggest curl I can do, but a little softness. And as I come up, I have a little bitty arch. And it's like I'm holding weights in my hands so that my shoulders and my elbows can stay relaxed. I don't go above shoulder height. I come up so that I can feed back in. And then I'm going to go down my body, little soft curl here. Spiral, lift. Down, spiral, lift. Down, spiral, lift. Okay, we'll do 8 of those. We do the full sequence together. The second motion, we start with the palms facing the body, down, same small curl. And as I lift up, I'm going to go out like I'm pressing the sides of the room. I'm just going to come up to about this nice horizontal plane of width. I'm just trying to go for width. I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to go back down. Next motion, I'm going to spiral again, coming through like the backs of the hands toward each other. And I let my spine stretch backwards from my solar plexus. And then I'm going to pull through that shape, coming through. And I'm going to go back through, spiral through, spiral through, spiral. Then I reverse, see how my hands rotate and I go the other way. It's like my elbows could touch in the back. They're not, but as though they could. I'm getting this big, nice, open, wide chest. Then I reverse that. I go back to the hands that way. And it's like I could try to take my sternum through my back. And I go the other way. So we'll do 8 of those. The next motion is going to come forward. And I want to have a slope downward, shoulder above elbow, elbow above wrist. When I go wide, I'm going to go wide in that shape. I'm trying to get as wide as I can in that shape, little arch. And then I'm going to exhale, contract that. And the breath is going to change a little bit. You hear me doing it here. Okay, so we're going to go from there. Then we're going to go into a sequence of hugging. The first one is going straight forward. It's like I'm trying to hug my whole body, but don't actually touch. I don't want to land and close off the motion. Then from here, I'm going to go through that shape as if my pinky fingers could touch in the back, and I'm opening my spine up. And then I'm going to come back, give myself a hug. Don't close it completely. And open and hug and open and hug. And I'm going to do that same motion, but on a diagonal. This is the next part. So I'm going to go one arm over the other. So I'm going to hug the right side of my body a little extra. And then when I go up, I'm going to go on a diagonal. This hand goes back and down. This one goes up and back. I'm opening and I'm trying to think as wide as I can in this space. And I'm going to look out. I'm going to go across the other side. We'll do 8 of those. Next motion, we're going to go like we're going all the way up and around. We're going to come back like that way that we went down on the back of the hands. We're coming up from the back of the hands, up the center body, up and around, in, up and around, in, up and around. And you don't need to make contact. I just like to do that because I like to feel that awareness of what's happening with my arms and my legs together. So then after that motion, we're going to do one final motion. You'll recognize it. We're going to come together like elbows and forearms touching. My pinkies, my elbows, and everything go out to the side. And like this shape, I'm going to take that, but take it upward. A little curl. Little curl down, little arch up. And when I go to the arch up, I'm looking up in the direction of my hands. I'm not looking backward or straight up. I'm looking up in the direction of my hands, which are ever so slightly in front of me, so that I can lift my heart in that direction. Last one we're going to do is we're going to go up to, we're going to hold, we're going to squeeze all the air out. And let the arms come down. Okay, so that's going to be our sequence. It's not the full sequence, but that's what we're working on right now. Now, if you do inward spiral with your shoulders and this inner rotation of your arm inside the socket, that causes you discomfort in your deltoid, your biceps tendon, your bicep, or anywhere along the arm. Don't over exaggerate that motion yet. Or explore whether you're just rotating in your arm or whether you are, in fact, allowing your shoulder to do the rotation, meaning your scapula, you feel it coming from all the way back there. If you're not sure about it and you're feeling discomfort, just minimize that motion or avoid it. Just go neutral. If you're having external rotation tension, same thing. You'll probably be feeling it in a different place. Hopefully you won't. Hopefully the external rotation will create the space that we're looking for. But if you are, minimize the range of motion that you're going into external rotation. Are you ready? Let's do it. Okay, we're going to do 8 of each. Hopefully I'll get somewhere near the right counts. I'm going to rotate just a tiny bit like that. I think you can still see the spinal motions here. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with going inward, and we're going to go nice and slow. Switching to the second motion, we're going to come in with the back, with the palms and the hands down. 1. Third motion, we're going to go in, spiral in. Sorry, I switched my breath, so we're going to call this 2. Last 2. Now the arms come in front. We're going to create that slope down. We're going to get up nice and tall. We're going to double inhale. Or more. We're going to hug ourselves. We're going to wrap. Open to the front. I could try to hug yourself. We're going to go on a diagonal, across and diagonal, across and diagonal, across and diagonal. Last two. Now we're going to come in those back of the hands. We're going to go all the way up. Inhale. We're coming to the front. We're going to take the arms out. Wrapping around like you're wrapping your pinkies all the way around to touch each other in the back. Last one. Exhale. Let your arms float down and bring it all the way down. Now, what you will have noticed is that the breath started nice and slow, and then the tempo changed, and it started to build up, and it gets a little bit faster and a little bit faster. And by the end, it's just kind of like a train that's just rolling downhill. And that's a good sign. So you want to allow that to happen. Now, if you need to slow down because you need to control your own respiratory path, meaning this is not about hyperventilating, this is not about getting out of breath. You want to stay with your breath. And I'll be honest with you, the first many times I learned this sequence, I got a little lightheaded. I had to slow down my movement. And you can hear I'm a little winded, of course I'm talking, but it is intended to be not only excellent mechanics for the movement of our upper body, shoulders, head, and spine, but also it's really good for our cardiovascular system. So that is your sequence. You can work on that and we'll add to it as we progress. Okay, so enjoy that sequence.